Ladies and gentlemen, your guests for tonight, Huth Walters and Robert Huth. Make yourself comfortable, sit down, bring your red wine.
Yeah.
Welcome to, it feels like come round for a cup of tea, don't it, round the house?
Do you want?
Yeah, I'd love one, yeah. We'll get one in a minute.
You're scaring me there behind you. The Halloween mask behind you there.
Well, that might make an appearance a little bit later on. Welcome back, I think it's first and fair to say, you know. Well, is it nice to be back? Does this feel like home?
Probably better than home, to be fair, yeah. It's good. Good to be back in a while, but...
It does for you. Just tell everybody, because John got here early, and me and John were talking, and we were saying, where's Huthy? And they said, oh, he's arrived. Where is he? Tell everyone where you were.
Making myself look good in the showers.
He was having a shower in the home dressing room.
Yeah.
What were you doing on Ryan's seat?
Well, sitting on his seat, out, you know, thinking... next time he has to sit on, I was thinking, on you, mate.
The club photographer wasn't there then. No, the club photographer. You are back, and I think before we start, I think there's an exclusive for you tonight. I think we've got for you this evening. John, you are back, but you can tell us that you might be back a little longer. Oh, yes. Oh, can we have it? Ooh.
No, yeah, I'm coming back to the club in terms of coaching-wise.
I told you that would get a good response. Thought we'll save that for later.
I came in about 2 months ago to speak to the under-18s, and I know the academy manager, Gaz Owen, and Kevin Russell was my assistant manager at Wrexham, Rooster, yeah, and I knew Rich Walker, the under-18s manager from Crewe, so we had a little chat, and you know, I'm in the middle of doing my licences and going on my A licence, so I'm coming in to help the 16s and 18s, 23s, whoever needs help really, and getting involved.
There we go. You gonna coach them penalties or?
No penalties.
No penalties.
No penalties.
Okay, very good, very good.
Just free kicks, Rob.
1-0 Walters.
So that's imminent. That'll
I'm just waiting for the DBS checks to come through.
and then there you go.
Yeah. Look, we're probably 3 or 4 weeks into that, so could be tomorrow, could be 2 weeks' time.
Okay, right. Well, let's find out a little bit about your journey to Stoke, because tell us a little bit about how it came about, when you know how much you knew about Stoke, the pair of you, and when you were aware of the interest that Stoke had in you to come here. I think you were here first, Robert, weren't you? In 2009, you came.
Yeah. We came together at the same transfer run, I think. No, at Southgate as a manager, so he kept me in a loop with, Tony kept bringing him, saying, what's he like, and would he come here, would he fit? So, once I put a foot in the building, it was pretty much straightforward, yeah. Tony didn't let me leave, he just locked me in the office, let me just sign, and that was it. I think my medical was like, touch my toes and jump, and that was it. I was up here and just signing. Standard, yeah. Couldn't jump, couldn't touch my toes, but still signed, so we're all good.
Signed on the dotted line.
There you go.
How influential was Tony Pulis for you? Because I've spoken to quite a few players, from the Stoke squad in the past that say he was very thorough in talking to players and convincing them to come and join what, eventually was a very successful time for him.
Well, when Stoke first got promoted, I was, watching him on Match of the Day and listening to him. I thought he was a bit of a bad, to be honest, till I met him. But when I when I came here and met him, he's like, well, I was completely wrong and judged him like that. But I think we built a relationship for life. Now, if I ever need any advice in my future sort of footballing career, whatever it is, I'm sure I can speak to him. But he's one of a kind, and I'm sure you guys agree that he's missed around the building, and his attitude towards it. So,
you came a year after Robert. So I'm interested to know, because this evening is called An Audience with Walters and Huth, and we kind of know why that you two have been brought together, because you've got a very good, close relationship, and we've seen that on social media. But yeah, when was it that you knew that that you were going to be close mates?
he was a fan.
Fanboy.
Yeah.
A fanboy.
He watched me from a young age. he had menu on the, ready to sign him, and he just went out. I want to play with Rob. That was it.
To be fair, he's right. He's German, standard German, isn't he? Dry sense of humour, exactly the same as what I am. There was a few, everyone gets on, but there was a group of us that were pretty similar, and we used to cause carnage, really, that no one knew about. I think that's why we got on so well.
Did you egg each other on a little bit behind the scenes? Because we've heard lots of stories, about...
What have you heard?
Practical jokes. It's not what we've heard, it's what we've seen. It's what we've seen, Robert. But yeah, did you egg each other on?
No.
No, it was the worst.
It's just like joined in together, didn't we?
Sorry?
Just joined in together.
Yeah, when lads get together, just... Oh, don't they? Like... I've got 2 boys now, they're like, I can see it in 10 years' time. Got a bit of trouble ahead.
And that importance of that dressing room, we talk about Stoke and the success that they had, and I think that's one thing that we hear people talk about now, that maybe the togetherness of the dressing room as it is now is not as strong as it has been in the past, and that's something that you guys had. How did you get that? How did that happen?
I think a lot of it's down to the manager at the time, bringing the right players in. Rob talked about when he signed, but when I signed, it was for a couple of years, people were ringing me up, and there was one at Ipswich, David Norris, who knew Tony Pulis, and he's like, listen, he's rang me again about you. He's rang me 6 times now asking the same question. Is he a good lad? What's he like around the place? Same sort of questions, wasn't it? And I think a lot of it was down to how the squad he brought together as well. And the background information, which goes amiss a lot nowadays, I think, and some managers do, but there's a lot of people where they just sign them on reputations or social media following, believe it or not, and it causes a bit of unrest. But if you can get together a group that wants to pull on the same.
But Pulis did just like you'd say, what, we're going out tonight, everyone, on a Tuesday night for dinner. No one knew, and he would just go, we can't tonight. Yeah, but we are going tonight. So we just organised a restaurant, he made everyone go.
And everyone would go.
And bit difficult at times to sort out a babysitter and stuff, but he was like, well, it's important. And he goes, don't give a shit. Be there tonight, or I want to find you. And then, funny enough, before you know it was like 4:00 in the morning. I had my shirt off, being up, and it sounds really basic, but
standard.
My tie around my head.
Did you like a drink? Did you, Robert?
And then tie around his head.
Was he the worst?
But he would go after, at midnight. But he realised that sometimes it sounds really basic, but that's what lads need.
Yeah.
Girls got to know each other and had a great social life, as well as being pretty good on the pitch.
Yeah, very good on the pitch. Yeah. Very good on the pitch.
You can't. Not saying you can't do that now, but I think that was a case of.
Well, he set the tone, didn't he?
It was men in the dressing room almost, wasn't it? It was. He brought that group together and would have complete authority over it, but it would manage itself as well. And the lads would. You wouldn't let anyone get away with anything, really, would you? It would be a case of we'd manage ourselves during the whole time.
Is it hard for footballers now, do you think, to be able to do that and to go out and enjoy themselves? Because as you say, at the end of the day, you're only human. You want to go out and do that, and you want to go and let your hair down and have a few drinks. But because of the spotlight, the media attention that's on players, particularly at the top end of the game, and that would have been the same for you when you were in the Premier League.
Yeah, but some like that sort of attention as well. Don't get me wrong. They like being in the front page, back page, whatever it might be. But if you don't like to be seen doing that, there's plenty of places where you can go. Just ask me. I know where they are.
Pen and paper, I've got it.
Anyone? No? Manchester way? No, give me a call.
He's right. If you had 20 of the lads together as a team or in a group, no matter what, it's a good night. You don't need to go to a club. Whenever we were in a club, there was trouble.
This was you. You stay on someone out. He's looking at me, Rob.
Came to Liverpool, there was trouble. Yeah, 3 times he's been. 3 times he's had trouble, haven't you? Yeah.
I had your back a few times. Put it this way.
They didn't mess about on the pitch, and I suppose not just Didier, but John as well. He'd knock you about, wouldn't he, in training?
Please.
I set that one up for him, didn't I?
To be fair, you're right. And people ask me who's the toughest defender you faced.
And nicest.
Nicest, ugliest and toughest.
Yeah, I take that.
To be fair. And the answer's always Rob. you couldn't get past them in training. No one could. If someone megged you, they get an elbow to the face, standard. You'd know that. If someone got past him with the ball, they're not getting past him with the body. They get forearms to the face. And I'd be like, no one was quicker than him, no one was stronger than him.
Oh, definitely.
Standard.
Few of them are quicker than me.
Well, we had Shane Long used to come away with the Ireland camp, and used to say to me, Rob, who's every single time I play against him, he punches me, pinches me, stamps on my feet, hits me in the back, off the ball, everything. And I ask him what's wrong, and he's like, doesn't speak to me, just doesn't say anything, ignores me. So this is every single game we play against him. So I'm like, listen, he's a good lad, he's a great lad.
And then I saw him on
honestly.
holiday.
And then you saw him on holiday. And he came back and he's like, Rob's a great lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's the toughest. Bar none. And that's the last nice thing I'll say about it.
We've got a bit of time, yeah. So was there any, like in that instance, was the players that you'd have had a little bit of difficulty with on the pitch that you would have met in a social environment that, that you thought, hello, they might remember this. They might remember a little elbow or a little punch into the ribs.
You know, like when you're in that zone, you just don't care, do you? You just go, I'm going to f*** you up, when you got to... And that's but it's been, it was for good, 8-10 years where that's what the idea was, and you didn't really care if you saw him off the pitch. Like, it doesn't matter, does it?
We signed one, didn't we? Matty Upson. You took him out in a match.
Well, it was a tag team job. It was Ryan and me. It took two.
Ryan kicked him in the face, didn't he? Split his eye open.
Yeah, and I finished him.
And you took him.
Finished him. Off you go.
And then Stoke signed him.
Oh, was that an awkward moment?
No, to be fair to him, he obviously signed and he just went, whatever happened. It was like, well, yeah, of course.
What did happen?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, no, Ryan just kicked him to the head and cut his eye open just before half-time, so obviously had it treated, stitched up and so on. So second half started. We had a free kick and every set piece I got blocked. Like manhandled sort of thing. It's like, not f***ing this. So next free kick we had, Jermaine Pennant runs over, pretends to cross it. I'm getting blocked again. So I'm thinking, right, whoever's doing it again, getting it. So he's running up, I'm running and getting blocked, and I just went, one of them. I only caught him right when he got stitched up at half-time. No one clocked me doing it, and here's this guy on the floor, gashing with blood everywhere, and I just stood there thinking, just be cool. Be cool. Don't give anything away. And everyone's going, who was it? Who was it? And it's like, I don't know. And I had not one player come up to me and go, swearing at you, going, it was you. It's like, no.
Didn't see
Must
anything.
have just run into someone or whatever. I don't know. And anyway, I got a three-match ban, so wasn't all good.
They didn't find
3
out at
points
the
and
end.
3-match ban.
Bit of TV evidence there. I mean, there's so many games and stuff that we could talk about with Stoke, and I think a lot of the people in this room all might have different memories of you guys in action. But for you, what games stand out? And I mean, it's easy to say an FA Cup semi-final with the final victory where you both scored in that, but were there other matches that meant something to you? I mean, maybe like on the centenary year of Sir Stanley Matthews' death, you went and scored the perfect hat-trick here against QPR, John. And, do you have any fond memories of matches that you think, yeah, that was a good one?
I think at the time you're just so into the matches, you don't realise the importance of them. I think every single match here was brilliant. Would I be right in saying that? The atmospheres was always unbelievable. When we beat Liverpool 6-1 here was great. And one of the big reasons was I brought a mate who was a Liverpool fan. He thought they were going to batter us, and we had him in the box with his kids. And we were winning 5-0 at half-time, and I'm getting abused off all the Liverpool fans. They're not.
Did you text him at half-time?
No, we just waved at him as we were walking past. And he was head down, and it's matches like that. But even, we talked about the West Ham one, didn't we?
Yeah, that was my favourite quarter-final here. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a particularly good game. It was pretty, wasn't it? But for some reason, you really got the sort of feeling from everyone like how important it was. I've never played at Wembley. I don't think you did at that point. Well, pretty guessing no one did at the time. And it was like, it felt so big. and we could win him 2-1 like 10, 15, 12 minutes ago.
And you scored.
Of course I did. Guess how? With a header, yes. But I just felt like we had 50 minutes to go and just the crowd got us over the line, wasn't it? Because it was so important for everyone to get to Wembley. It felt like a final in itself, even though probably not many people remember it for it, but from a player's point of view and what Tony said, what it means for the communities or community to go to Wembley and experience a big game and then obviously winning the semi-final and doing all that. I thought it was almost a bigger game than the semi-final. The semi-final was great because it was at Wembley and so on, but that was just intense. Like I remember sitting in the change room, you know, like I don't get emotional.
No, Robert,
I had this weird sensation in my body that I never experienced. I don't know what it was.
Water excreted from some of the corner of your eye.
Someone must have been cutting onions next door. I don't know what it was. But that was sort of the one game, strangely, that sort of sticks to my head.
And for me, it's a debut as well when you play your first game in the Premier League and your first goal was at Blackburn, and then just from then on, it just seemed, as I said, every game was brilliant. Every game, and I moved around like you played right back for a while, actually, didn't you? Left back maybe a few times, but I moved around, so it was brilliant playing in every part because everyone hated us. Everyone hated playing against us and playing a match. Yeah. If you played in Tottenham here at half time and we were beating them 2-0 and
funny that is.
2 lads went off. It was
names,
Kyle Walker,
names, yeah,
Kyle Walker
names.
and Aaron Lennon.
Yeah.
Was it those two?
It's a dead team.
Walking off the pitch and they were like, we were beating them 2-0 and it was horrible. We might have made Gomez cry in that one as well, mightn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we made a goalkeeper cry. And they were walking in front of us.
Why was he crying?
Because Rory was throwing him in on him, I think.
Just the constant barrage.
So the keeper can't catch the ball. And Rory's throwing him in. What, you say, Rob, next one, you just run straight into him. Okay. I'll do the next one. And someone else, and you put him under pressure, so he just didn't like it, did he?
No.
But anyway, half-time walking in, winning 2-0, and the 2 Tottenham lads in front of us, and they're just saying, these are a dead team. They're dead. Yeah. And we're just laughing, walking behind them. We walk in the change room, laughing at half-time, knowing that you've beat them already. Because you just don't want to play as, don't want to play how we were playing.
No.
And we did launch it quite a lot, but we could play. We had players in the team that could play.
It definitely wasn't as bad as people made out. Absolutely not. No.
It was I think it was high pressure to begin with, to get the fans on board as well. You need to get the atmosphere going in the stadium, and then from then we could mix it up with the best. We had players in the team that could outplay everyone. Yeah.